Alright, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Now We Talking. I'm the host, Sly Jones. Got my co-host with me, JD, and the always sometimey Rob Brown. And today, we're going to be debating top quarterbacks of all time, top 5. There's been a lot of quarterbacks to come through the league, and we done narrowed it down to who we think are the top 5 of all time. And I'm gonna start my list off with my number 5, who I got is John Elway. John Elway was a superb talent. He had a good arm. He was pretty mobile. He got two championship rings. The Broncos. The Broncos, he actually, I believe, went to the Super Bowl 5 or 6 times. Five times. He's 2 and 3 in the Super Bowls. But he do got a couple wins, so got to give him his credit. At number 4, I got to go with my man Steve Young. Steve Young was the 1994 MVP. Led the 49ers to the Super Bowl in '94 with a big win over the Chargers and one of the most dominant performances in Super Bowl history. Super mobile quarterback, probably the best mobile quarterback as far as success-wise there has been in the NBA. Most mobile quarterbacks don't win at that level. So
NFL sometimes the NBA. You ridiculous. You can't even get it started. Right?
Let's finish this list off because I got a lot to say.
Number 3, I'm roll with Mr. Nationwide is on his side. Himself, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning might be one of the best regular season quarterbacks ever. His success speaks for itself. His career winning percentage in the regular season, it's crazy. It would have been a lot higher had he had more success in the playoffs, when it, got down in the trenches against better talent. Number 2, I got Mr. the Golden Boy himself, Tom Brady. What is he, 5 and 3 in the Super Bowls, 5 rings, the most ever in, history. He's still playing in his 40s. Probably the most successful quarterback ever. He's been pretty much winning divisions for, damn near 15 years, and my number 1, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, to get the Michael Jordan treatment in my book, and that's Joe Montana. Joe Montana, 4 Super Bowl wins. The 80s was pretty much his. And to me, he solidified himself as the greatest when, a lot of arguments for him being great was that he always had talented, receivers and stuff around him. And when he left and went to Kansas City for those 2 years, Kansas City was terrible before he got there. And he went there and they were in the AFC Championship game and might have won had he not got knocked out of the game against Buffalo. We never know. But that's my top list. I'm gonna pass it over here now to JD. He's gonna give you his top 5. And
okay, so I got to give my top 5 before I respond to yours. Is that?
Give your top 5.
Okay.
I gotta hit the nonsense first before.
Okay. Well, number 5 on my list, Aaron Rodgers. As far as talent, it's only 2 or 3 quarterbacks who you can even put on his level as far as talent. And by the end of his career, if he wins some more Super Bowls, he might move up higher.
He not.
So he not gonna win no more Super Bowls. No. You can't say that.
We'll see.
So number 4 on my list, Peyton Manning. Like you said, he speaks for himself. All he did was win. Got 2 Super Bowl wins. The only time, I think every time he lost in the playoffs, he just lost to a team that was better than him. So, and most of the time that was the Patriots. So, and he got a lot of victories over Tom Brady and the Patriots too in the playoffs. So, beat them on the way to get his first Super Bowl. Number 3, Tom Brady. 5 Super Bowls and ain't much else that needs to be said. So, number 2, Joe Montana. Joe, 4-0 in the Super Bowl. I think but he had two Super Bowl MVP awards. So he was undefeated in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl MVP.
Three Super Bowl MVP awards. And the only reason he's not number one is because the real number one is John Elway. As far as talent, I made this list on two things: talent and career accomplishments. Joe Montana got more career accomplishments than John Elway. Talent-wise, they were not close.
Let me ask you a 55.
They were not close.
Watch this. Name me 4 people who John Elway played with on the Super Bowl team. He lost 55-10. And who did Joe Montana have?
Right now,
Elway is like
either.
Look, Elway like LeBron.
Okay, well, since we get into the discussion part early,
no, we gonna 55-10.
Let him get to his list. We gonna get to his 55-10.
Okay.
Before we get to it.
And go ahead and Google 4 people that John Elway played with while I'm doing one factor.
It's on you,
the name.
Your top 5
Pro Bowlers, just know that.
Yeah, Carl Mecklenburg probably. That probably was it. Okay, top 5 quarterbacks, my list. So my number 5 is I got Dan Marino. I agree with you. I thought about Aaron Rodgers, but I'm pretty sure when he get done, he's gonna be in my 5. I ain't putting him there yet, but I got Marino. He probably the most talented thrower of the football. Maybe Aaron Rodgers between them, but he up there. I know he only had the one Super Bowl appearance in his second season. But he also, when he was in the passing league, when he got that 5,084 yards in the season, to me that's the most impressive passing season.
4,000 yard season,
Yeah, I mean, so he was consistent or whatever and stuff. I mean, he had Mark Duper and Clayton, really didn't have a running game or whatnot. He got close a few times, getting back to the Super Bowl. Maybe one for Buffalo. He might have got back when Buffalo went to 4 years in a row. So Marino is my number 5 quarterback. My number 4, I went with let me see, who was my 4? My number 4, I can go with Peyton Manning or whatever and stuff. What he got 4 or 5 regular season MVPs.
4 Super Bowl appearances, 2 wins.
Yeah, 4 Super Bowl appearances, 2 wins. I think he the only quarterback to win 2 different Super Bowls with 2 different franchises, the Colts and when he did it with Denver. Yeah, Brock, even though he was at the end, he basically all the boys, ran his offense or whatever and stuff. So he was innovative with that. I know they said Johnny Unitas did it, but it was kind of far back from him. So Peyton Manning did that. Like he said, he had good teams with that. He probably would have had a few more appearances before it was good, but he ran into the Patriots or whatever. I don't think his defense was as strong certain years, and like sometimes he said his postseason success wasn't as high as you would think, but he was phenomenal, in the regular season or whatnot, and all of the passing records he has. So you have to have him up there. My number 3, I don't know where it's rough. You got me, Jeremy. I wanted to put. We'll talk about it, but just for this, I'm gonna put Elway 3, but it's an argument why I think he might be 1. But I'm gonna put him 3 right now. Like you said, the 5 Super Bowl appearances. He won his last 2 once he got enough help, like Joe Montana had the whole time, pretty much, or whatnot. To me, he probably the most talented, like all around quarterback. To me, far his arm strength, and his mobility or whatnot. He had the most fourth quarter comebacks at the time when he retired as well, and that's impressive. Getting going to 5 Super Bowls in the first 3. We can't name 4 or 5 other people he played with. Kind of like LeBron in basketball, he put it on his shoulder, just dragging nobody's there. And then when he got TD and Shannon, McCaffrey and them, he brought it home. My number 2, Montana or whatever, 4-0 on the Super Bowl, 12 touchdowns, no intercept Super Bowl. Like I said, that is impressive. Kansas City, I think it was like 3-13 or something. For him to take them from that point, just the addition of him basically to the AFC Championship game. Like I said, if he wouldn't have got knocked out, they might have won. Got to the Super Bowl. I know Buffalo beat him only 10-7. So I'm imagining if he was there, he probably would have been able to, get more than 10 points or whatever. And I will get this to his first Super Bowl. He didn't have Rice because, of course, a lot of people attribute that, so I give him that. So, and he was clutch as well. So I go with Montana, yeah. And I like his cool and calm demeanor and stuff too. And number one, I hate him, but I gotta give him his credit. It's Brady. 8 Super Bowl appearances, 5-3. Had an undefeated season. Just all of the comebacks. I mean, he solidified it for me when he came back from the 28-3 against Atlanta or whatever. So that was crazy or whatever. Down 25. It ain't nobody probably outside. Probably even the people in New England probably thought it was over or whatever stuff. 28-3. So he solidified it with that or whatever. I mean, he just keep doing it. Last year, fourth quarter was down 20-10 to Jacksonville. Came back from that. And when Seattle hit them 24-14, I believe, in that Super Bowl. Came back. Like I said, I don't like him or whatever and stuff, but I gotta respect him. So I got Brady number one. He's still doing it. 41 now. Just won the MVP last year or whatever. So I gotta give it to him or whatever. I don't want to, but that's my top 5.
Okay. Before I gotta say something. As far as between Montana, Brady, and Elway, you can have 1, 2, 3, whichever way you want. I don't have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But how you gonna sit up here and put Steve Young higher on the list than John Elway? How can you do that?
Easy, the same way. The same. First of all, I want to clear something up about this 55-10. Let's get back to this.
I want to know about Steve Young being higher than John Elway.
John Elway he was kind of like LeBron. He's like in the finals, how LeBron just be going to the finals, be losing by 40 every game.
But who was he going against?
Who?
Elway. Compared to teams he lost to.
Who they lose? Washington?
They lost to the Redskins. They lost to the Giants.
Name 4 people on the Redskins.
Oh, the Redskins?
It would have never been a black quarterback with a Super Bowl if John Elway didn't allow it.
He didn't allow nothing.
Probably Artman probably was on the team.
Hall of Fame.
Darryl Green. What was the dude that had Timothy Clark? But he had rushed for like 200 something.
And you were right about one thing.
What?
You said that there wasn't no Pro Bowlers on that Broncos team. It was.
Was it Gary? I think he had Gary Clark or Artman.
Only one.
The Broncos?
But it wasn't him.
The one Super Bowl.
It wasn't him.
Was it Mecklenburg?
No, it wasn't him either. It was some guy named Haran.
The one Super Bowl.
But who was the catalyst to get them there?
It wasn't him. He was average.
The one Super Bowl that Steve Young
he was average, but he got them to the Super Bowl
as a starter was bought and paid for. The one Super Bowl he won as a starter
when he got Deion Sanders, he wouldn't have never won nothing without
bought and paid for.
Let's be clear. The 49ers, Steve Young should have had 3 Super Bowls.
No, he's talking about he should have had. What did
he have?
Look, he can't stop people from fumbling balls. All right?
No, man.
Okay.
You know John Elway got to put his defense being bad.
Steve Young lost to teams, even if you want to say the Cowboys was better. When he lost, they were in the game.
John Elway got
and I'm talking about the Cowboys who had the best team in the league by far.
But you just said that John Elway only played with 1 Pro Bowler. How many Pro Bowlers did Steve Young play with?
I don't know
how many Hall of Famers did he play with.
I would have to look to see how many Pro Bowls. I would have to see how many Pro Bowls the Washington Redskins had also.
Okay, I bet they had more than 1.
Okay, I made my list.
But the year before that, when they lost. The year they lost to the Redskins,
but John Elway
they had 4 Pro Bowlers.
John Elway teams was worse than the 3 he lost. He should have lost. He lost to better teams.
I feel like this. When you make it to the Super Bowl, you're supposed to show up.
Okay, I made my
as the quarterback. There's no reason for you to get benched.
I made my list on
name an all-time great that ever been benched
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I made my list based on
skip that. We're gonna skip that.
Elway play offense or defense?
His offense did nothing. He did nothing.
Against which team you talking about?
None of them. He did nothing.
Look how good that Giants team was.
That 49er team, one of the best of all time. Okay, put Elway up where Montana was at. How many Super Bowls he had in? He probably be 5-5.
No, he
Man, stop.
Okay,
He played with the best receiver all time, Roger Craig, Ronnie Lott.
He didn't always.
Who?
Montana. He didn't play with the best receiver of all time in Kansas City.
I don't have
He
no-
didn't play
And
with
he ain't winning no Super Bowl.
I
he
don't
did in
have-
81.
I don't have no problem with
Okay, I give
Montana
him that
being
one.
number one.
I ain't got no problem with it
He's
either.
the killer.
But you
The
talking
people
about
that's on
Steve-
y'all list.
So Steve Young better than Elway as a talent?
That's what I'm trying to
Well,
look.
to me, he's more talented. He's better. He's more mobile.
No, he not.
Yeah, he is.
Nah.
He not. He was in
Let
a
me tell you
straight
this.
line. He was faster.
No,
but
he was a better runner. Let me tell you why he was a better runner. Steve Young had more rushing yards in one season than Elway had in like 3 or 4.
That don't
mean he better.
And he was winning. That's the thing.
Elway was winning.
Like I told you.
Elway went to how many Super Bowls did Steve Young go to? Once
Two.
again.
He got 2 rings. He got 2 rings.
No, he was a bench player for one of them rings.
He got 2
No,
rings.
as a starter, he went to one Super Bowl.
5 Super
Hey,
Bowls. And
when
first
Elway
league
got
really
benched,
nobody.
when Elway got benched, had that backup came back and won, Elway would have got a ring.
Where he got benched at the Super Bowl.
But
your boy couldn't even get
I'm about to say,
Deion
Steve
Sanders came over there.
Young
And he had way
didn't
enough
get benched. He was never the starter. He was never the starter. He didn't get benched.
He's gonna talk about his record set. They played against the San Diego Chargers. Whoop you do?
With like
Against one of the better defenses, one of the better defenses in the league that year.
went to the Hall of Fame. Like 9 dudes on that team went to the Hall of Fame.
No, first of all,
And the whole 49ers secondary was in the Pro Bowl the year they won the Super Bowl.
Time out. You said all of them was in the Hall of Fame.
Who?
The defensive line was like 40 years old.
When?
They Hall of Famers. They wasn't 40 years old.
When Richard Dent was over
He
there.
wasn't 40 years
Richard
old.
Dent that was Richard Dent's second Super
Richard
Bowl.
Dent only like 56 now.
That was
He was
his
not
second Super
40
Bowl.
back in
Yeah,
1994.
Steve Young won. That was his second Super Bowl. What was the first one?
What about
85.
what about the whole what about the whole secondary was in the Pro Bowl? And
The
Ken Norton
secondary
Jr.
was
was the
good.
Pro Bowl.
The secondary was good. The team was good.
Exactly.
They had
But
like the
anybody that makes it
greatest.
to the Super Bowl is on a good team.
They had the
Elway
greatest
never had
quarterback
that
on that team.
Name a
The
team.
greatest receiver on
Name
that
a
team.
team that made the Super Bowl that wasn't good.
Which one?
Other than Denver. That y'all saying Denver
The
wasn't
Atlanta
good.
Falcons weren't good when we was down to Alabama State, and they got lucky and beat
In
the Vikings.
98?
They wasn't
Yeah,
good.
they wasn't good. They wasn't good.
What my
That
guy?
Giants team that went against the Ravens in 2000, they wasn't good.
What my guy with? I rest
Yeah.
my case.
With Tiki
Ron.
Barber and
You know,
That Atlanta
Ron
Falcons
Dane.
team, man, stop.
That you make it to the championship.
Who was their quarterback? Chris Carroll? What you their quarterback?
I don't know. I just know they was doing
The
work
dirty-
there.
the dirty bird,
With Anderson, with that Jamal Anderson. Man, get on
How you gonna sit up here and put Steve Young
Y'all be putting y'all be
ahead
killing
of
me.
John Elway on
We
your
might as well say LeBron.
And that Patriots-
you got John Elway number 1. That
He
is
the most
absurd.
talented
No, that's not absurd.
That's absurd.
No, it's not.
He's not better than Tom Brady.
I
Period.
If
I
that's
say
the
he-
argument
I
you
say
want
he-
to make,
I say he can be.
You say he can be, but you didn't put mine on your list.
Montana,
I bring the argument for him, but I'm just saying
They decided to make an argument for Tom
I'm just saying that they more accomplished than him.
But this is the funny thing about your argument.
What?
You would tell me Elway is higher on the list than Montana, but as soon as Brady became number 1 on your list, Elway moved to 3. He didn't move to 2.
I mean, back at the time because I had to put them over because they accomplished the Super Bowls. Because they
I made the list based on 2 things: career accomplishments and talent.
Ridiculousness.
Like if he gonna put Montana and Brady over him because of career accomplishments, then I can understand
that's
it.
the only reason. Like
It's only one quarterback on this list, on my list, that's even comparable to John Elway in talent, and that's Aaron Rodgers. Nobody else is even close to him as far as
That's the
talent.
other thing about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. They padding stats at this point.
Aaron Rodgers not padding
They
stats.
are,
He like
because
32
you can't
years
touch
old.
them. They have it easy now. They able to pad stats. They able to throw 40 touchdowns every year
Okay.
because you can't touch them.
Okay.
I don't care about.
Can you imagine if you told somebody? Remember when Lawrence Taylor knocked Joe Montana out of the game the year that? Can you imagine if you told?
He broke Joe Theismann's leg.
Can you imagine if you told Lawrence Taylor he can't do that?
It's easy.
How much easier it would have been to beat Joe Montana?
Yeah, I give you that.
I agree with you on
I
that.
don't have a problem with Joe
I
Montana
ain't talking
being
about
number one on your list.
the 40. I ain't talking about the touchdown in Central. I'm talking about I put them up there because of their Super Bowl.
I don't care about Joe
Why
Montana.
do John Elway get to the championship and just be getting blew out?
Because he also got the team.
His team,
So his teams are good enough to make it to the Super Bowl, but not good enough to not get blown out.
that the AFC was weak back
Like
in
the
the
first
day.
year when LeBron took the Cavs to the finals, shouldn't he got what he got because the Spurs was way better. He took nobody.
But at the time, you talking about in 07?
Yeah.
But in 07, wasn't nobody saying LeBron was the best ever.
Nobody was saying Elway was the best ever.
When he was losing them Super Bowls.
So from what year did he win the Super Bowl?
96 and 97.
So
no, 97 and 98.
97,
Okay, so from the years that he got broke off, all them umpteen years he was getting broke off.
Why could he be considered the best ever? And Joe Montana, you said won 4 in the 80s. So how could Elway be considered the best ever? Montana was always considered the best ever.
Because he is.
No, Brady better.
Okay. Was the 49ers not better than the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, they were better than Miami Dolphins.
Why was Dan Marino able to stay in the game?
Oh man, get out of here with that.
He had nobody.
Just because you were able to stay in the game, he still lost. What it matter?
But he was competitive. John Elway don't even be competitive. Like, losing is one thing.
You would have an argument that if he didn't win 2 Super
50.
Bowls. If he didn't win 2 Super Bowls.
How many Super Bowls Marino got?
0.
And how many do Steve Young got?
And Elway being the fact, he only been the one.
How many do Steve Young got?
2.
So Elway got more Super Bowls than him.
No,
and
he
anybody
don't.
who look at
No, he don't.
as a starter, he got more Super Bowls than him as a starter.
Okay.
And he took his team to 5.
Both of us agreed that he was way more talented.
And he had
than
way
Steve Young.
more talent around him. And Steve Young had way more talent around him than Elway had before TD and Shannon and them got there.
Everybody got more talent.
Steve Young is not better than Aaron Rodgers.
And that's a funny argument, right?
Well, the Steve Young.
Yeah. They basically are very similar players. They both came up
At least
under
they
somebody.
comparable.
They
At
came
least
up
they
under
comparable.
somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they got their chance to start, won the championship on their own and only got one on their own.
Aaron Rodgers didn't play with 9 Hall of Famers when he won his Super Bowl.
What you mean? Aaron Rodgers played with Pro Bowlers?
I said Hall of Famers.
People were Hall of Famers when they got to Steve Young. Richard Dent was a Hall of Famer when he got to. Charles Haley was a Hall of Famer when he got to Steve Young.
That Super Bowl was bold.
Deion Sanders was a Hall of Famer when he got to Steve
And
Young.
how many years was the 49ers supposed to win under Steve Young and did not?
They were never. The Cowboys were the cream of the crop.
No, I'm talking
in the
about
90s.
after 96.
They weren't supposed to win ever in 96. After 96.
No, they had plenty. They lost to the Falcons that year with Steve Young. That 98.
Yeah, that's when
They were better than the Falcons. They should have beat the Falcons.
The first play of the game.
I don't want to hear nothing about
Harrison
Harrison
ran
Hurts.
that 90-yard
If you got the
play and got hurt. Tore his knee up. First play of the game.
If you got the 4th best quarterback of all time, you supposed to beat the Atlanta
We were
Falcons.
in the game. That's all I know.
Did you lose?
We lost our running back.
Y'all lost to a team he was supposed to beat.
We lost our running back, and we didn't lose by 55.
No matter how you lose, by a loss is a loss.
And how many times did Brett Favre beat the crap out of Steve Young? How many times?
I'm going to quote Irvin Magic Johnson when Michael Jordan missed a shot in game 1 of the finals of 91. Matt said, I don't care if we won by 50 or 1. A win is a win.
That is true. That a win is a win and a loss is a loss.
Okay.
But if you lose by 50,
it's only one game. Sometimes it happens.
No, you don't lose by
only
50.
one game.
Ain't never happened to Joe Montana.
Brett Favre.
Name a great. That's all I want to ask y'all. Name a great that got wrecked in the Super Bowl.
Jay Manning got wrecked by the Seattle Seahawks. They blew him out 42-8.
He ain't in the top 3.
Dan Marino got wrecked.
Some people gonna have him in the top 3.
Against the 49ers?
Some people gonna have him in the top. He only got the 1. Well, if he might have got the foul like Elway, maybe he could have got a chance to get wrecked, but he only got the 1.
No, Montana.
And some people have
Elway got Brady been the 8.
And some people have
He ain't got wrecked.
Well, because he got Belichick.
He's been wrecked in the playoffs before.
Who was
He's been wrecked in the playoffs before.
Dan Reed.
Oh, so he's an all-time great coach.
Dan Reed is an all-time great coach.
Did he take 2 teams to the Super Bowl?
Who?
Yeah.
What other team Dan
He
Reed?
took the Falcons in 98. He
still ain't no all-time great coach. Man, he got that because of Elway.
Brett Favre is
Elway drugged him to the first 3. Like,
Because he threw a whole lot of interceptions.
I said Brett Favre is higher on the all-time quarterback list than Steve Young.
Because he threw a whole lot of interceptions.
Steve Young didn't play long enough to add up statistics.
No, I'll take Steve Young over Brett Favre, though.
To me, Steve Young rounds out the top 10 list. 8, 9, 10. That's where he comes in on mine.
I never understand how if I was getting into a fight, if we was in school and I got into a fight and I'm punching the dude, he punching me, it's going back and forth, and then he hit me one good time and I fall and then everybody break it up, and they're like, oh man, you know, you did your thing, but you lost. As opposed to me laying on the ground getting stumped out by somebody like it ain't even close.
Okay.
I guarantee you next week ain't nobody gonna be saying a loss is a loss. They're gonna be saying
what if
he got stumped out.
What if the dude who gets stumped out is 5'8", and the dude who's stumping him out is 6'7"?
They still gonna say he was stumped out.
But you know, people don't even probably remember that what John Elway lost to the Super. They just know he lost. I mean, we know it because we talk about it specifically, but nobody don't care whether you lost 42 to 8.
Everybody that went to that game, though.
So when you,
because it was boring.
When you consider
it was boring.
When you consider LeBron James on your all-time basketball list, do you hold it against him that he lost to the Spurs the way he did with the Heat?
Yes.
But
when he got lost by the record margin, when he
but what is he on your list? 2 or 3?
The paint still wet on his. I haven't decided. He might be number 2, but that's my point though. You can be anything but the greatest.
If you lose, if you're
getting wrecked in the finals,
it depends on who you're chasing.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
It depends on who you're chasing.
If you're chasing perfection,
it's more between Mike and LeBron now.
So what I'm saying is that's the reason why Montana gets.
Montana is not Mike.
But Brady been the more. He been to double the Super Bowls. He been too.
Yeah, and we can argue that he should be 1-7.
Yeah, but he ain't. He 5-3.
Yeah,
he got 3
You can't argue.
He got more championships.
You can't argue.
I'm not saying what he is or what he ain't. I'm saying what he should be.
Who got the most Super Bowls?
Brady.
Okay. And the only time
he also got the most Super Bowl losses.
And the most of the time people
other than Elway,
then beat him. They beat his team with him standing on the sideline.
Who, Brady?
Yeah. It took miracle finishes for him to lose 2 of them Super Bowls.
Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He should have. What about the one he won? That was a miracle finish when they didn't give it to Beast Mode.
Yeah. And they should have lost to Atlanta.
But that ain't his problem.
If the Atlanta coach runs the ball, they lose.
That's not his problem.
I mean, so you don't hold that very high. He came back from 28-3. That's better than probably any quarterback ever did. He did this in the Super Bowl, down 28-3. Everybody thought it was over. Ain't nobody think New England was coming back to win
Brady
that game.
Is the only person that got an argument to me to be 1 or 2.
Nah, Elway got an argument too.
3-team race. But I have no problem with Joe Montana.
I ain't got no problem either. But
Elway said all about Steve Young to me.
When you get
about Steve Young.
When you get wrecked.
But he still got that 5 times.
He got wrecked.
It don't matter. He still got that.
You couldn't even piece it.
Okay, Brett Favre got that 1. Marino got that.
Brett Favre got that twice.
He got that.
He lost to John Elway.
Oh yeah. But Elway by himself been there. If you put Aaron Rodgers, Marino, and Brett Favre, he been there more than all of them. He just one quarterback. That's 3 different quarterbacks.
Them on my list.
Do you take into account?
No, but I'm saying that's the pressure that he got to 5.
Do you take into account?
In the first 3, he still ain't even be 4 players who he played with.
Teams that most people thought he was going to lose to, because everybody had them losing to the Packers in 1997. Everybody had them losing to the Packers.
First of all, they didn't win those Super Bowls even because of him.
He won the Super Bowl. That's all that
I'm
matters.
not saying that that's not true.
You saying Terrell?
He won the MVP of the 1998 Super Bowl. They did win that Super Bowl because of him.
Okay, so he won 1 Super Bowl where he was in charge of the Super Bowl.
You can't hold how somebody won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Steve Young only got the Super Bowl when he was starting because they had Deion Sanders.
They bought that Super Bowl.
That's the only reason he got there.
Who won the MVP?
He won the MVP.
So they got the same statistics.
Who? He better get to say he ain't gonna charge us. I would say the team that Elway lost was better than that. Said they were charged the team. What they had Junior Seau?
Elway lost the Hall of Famers in the Super Bowl.
Who was the quarterback of the Chargers team that year when Steve Young beat them when they won?
Who was the quarterback on that team?
Jeopardy, dude. Exactly. Playing against.
I remember they had Junior Seau
years ago.
Yeah, stop.
You supposed
to remember what quarterbacks played in the Super Bowl.
I don't remember. I barely remember who. When the Raiders and the Ravens played, who?
That was Gannon versus Dilfer.
You said the that was
the AFC Championship.
You talking about when the Ravens won? Oh, we know that was Trent Dilfer.
And who did they beat? Who was
Kerry Collins.
See?
with Thunder and Lightning.
About to shut you down again sometime. With my gal, I gotta get the gal.
I want to know who the quarterback was of that Chargers team. I'm gonna have to
Don't
look that
nobody
up
know.
'cause I don't know.
Was it Stan Humphries? I think. Was it his name? I don't even know.
Who was the running? Was Natron Leeds was the running back?
Dan Phelps? No. You know that was a mismatch sometime.
No,
when they got the
mismatch is anytime Elway.
Elway did that.
Other than the 2 times he won.
97, 98. It should have went for that
The
3
2 times he won.
I know he was scared in 97 and 98.
Why?
I can see the pregame speech. Look, typically when I get here,
When I get here, I lose the better teams.
and I don't lose. I get wrecked. Like it ain't even close.
But you still ain't named me 4 players that he played with on the Broncos during the first Super Bowl.
You said Mecklenburg.
No, okay.
Tom Jackson is really the only one I know.
And you don't know him because you don't see me. Well, he was on NFL Friday.
What's somebody named Watkins?
Somebody named Watkins. That's what you got.
But the thing is, I can't name nobody.
Can you name the 49er players? I mean,
From which year?
The one where he got blew out 55-10.
Not many.
Yeah, you can.
I can name Roger Craig. I can name Jerry Rice. I can name Joe Montana. I can name John Taylor.
What about Ronnie Lott?
Okay, Ronnie Lott.
And what about who was Clark to the tight end?
I don't know who it was. I think that was after Clark and before Brent Jones. So I don't know who was there at that time. I'm saying, like, I can't name that. That don't mean nothing.
That do mean something.
If I can name the same amount of people on each team, that don't mean anything.
The 49ers was way better. You said they was the team of the 80s. Ain't nobody never said the Broncos was the same as nothing.
And
no, because he played with the greatest in the West Coast offense with Bill Walsh.
Did he play with Jerry Rice in 81?
You talking about one time.
What about the other 3?
So let me get this straight. No matter who Joe Montana plays with,
was Bill Walsh there in 81?
He was a rookie. The same year as ever being a coach.
It don't matter. He still had the
Great
best
is
coach.
great. It don't matter when it started.
He probably was the best coach of all time. He probably was the best coach of all time before Belichick.
I'm not talking about Joe Montana.
What number was Joe Montana on your list?
He was number 2.
Yeah, he did have Elway, Montana, Brady.
Elway being over Montana is ridiculous.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's an argument. Being on that list.
It's an argument.
Not an argument.
Yes, it is.
They played against each other and it was 55-10.
Montana had the better team.
Way better team.
That's just like when LeBron went to his first championship. He's supposed to have lost.
He got benched.
It don't matter.
Name me a Super Bowl, a great quarterback that got benched in the Super Bowl. You go out guns blazing in the Super Bowl.
You can't hold one game against him for an entire career.
It don't happen to nobody else. Like I be telling people about LeBron, people that think LeBron better than Jordan. I've never seen nobody get to the finals and lose by 30 every game.
But that's kind of different, though.
Houston Rockets.
That's different. He only one person. It ain't because of LeBron. LeBron did what he had to do.
But the Houston Rockets gave Golden State all that they can handle. Why is he losing by 30 every game?
Because he not getting no help.
And whenever he loses, it ain't just against the Golden State Warriors. When he had the big 3 and they went against San Antonio, they were losing by 30.
This one they got blew out.
Yes.
But it's not because of him, though. He averaged 28, 8, 8.
And the clinching game against Dallas?
Nah, the Dallas series, yeah.
They got blew out by no argument. They got blew out by the only thing I care about here is Steve Young. That's the only thing I care about.
No, that is crazy. You got him over. Well, it's crazy. Well, it's crazy. You got him over Elway.
Okay, I got him over Elway.
With the one.
I got him over Elway. You got Elway over Montana. To me, that's just as important.
No, it's not.
It is.
No,
when he beat him 55-10. When he beat him 55-10.
No, not he. His team beat him 55-10. Huh?
Who won MVP?
Montana. The quarterback usually always win MVP in the Super Bowl on sometime. You act like that.
Rice won before.
But who usually win? Pretty much all the Super Bowl MVPs is quarterbacks. Not probably 99% of the time.
We know who the MVPs were there. Probably somebody on defense.
Who was the MVP? It was Terrell Davis. And
I'm talking about when he lose. All the pick sixes he be throwing.
If the only way your
list
one
of Elway receivers in the first 3 Super Bowls. Name one of Elway receivers for the first 3 Super Bowls.
Was it Ron Smith?
No.
The last one with Shannon and was there. That's what I'm saying. You can't even name nobody.
I can't name a receiver on a lot of teams.
You can name
a receiver on the Giants team that beat him.
On the New York Giants team?
Yeah. When Phil Simms was the quarterback. That don't mean nothing.
They won that
It
Super Bowl
was,
because of their defense.
I was 7, 8 years
Exactly.
old.
Yeah, because they had.
Who was Phil Simms throwing the ball to?
Don't matter. LT was on the other side. That's why they won.
Phil Simms had like the highest completion percentage in Super Bowl. He only missed like 4 or 5 complete. I don't know who he started
that
to.
Well, we
Super Bowl,
know
didn't he?
we know who wasn't. We know who wasn't completing passes.
Well, you go against Lawrence Taylor and Banks and them, of course.
Hey, Joe Montana got
And then he do remember that Bill Belichick was the defensive coordinator,
Yeah,
the
with
greatest
Giants.
coach of all time.
With Bill
With Bill
Parcells.
Parcells. You do
So-
take that to account, correct?
Okay, so he
Alright,
went up against all of that. And
With
he got
Jazz Tim.
And when Steve Young got there, who was the coach?
George
George
Seifert.
Seifert.
No. When Steve Young played against the Chargers, who was their coach?
George Seifert.
No, he's talking about the Chargers.
No, it was Marty Schottenheimer. Was it?
Marty Ball. I rest my case.
That's an all-time great coach.
You really?
Yeah.
You couldn't even
Wait,
say
I'm not sure that he was the coach of that team.
I don't think he was.
Yeah,
we don't know.
It wasn't North
That's
Turner.
what I'm
North Turner
saying.
never took a team to the Super Bowl as a head coach.
No, he sure didn't. Because he was there when Phillip Rivers and them couldn't get over the hump.
Well, we're gonna wrap this up because we getting way past our
What?
So y'all can leave in the comments section, who y'all got as y'all top quarterbacks of all time. We know Montana #1, but y'all can list 2 through 5.
The other guy being the 8, won 5, came out from 28-3 in the Super Bowl, 24-14, and 20-10 against the Jaguars last year with 12 stitches in his throwing hand.
It's impressive beating Blake Bortles and the
So you got
Jaguars. But
Steve Young under Peyton Manning, but over John Elway.
my list is my list.
And I put Peyton Manning over Steve Young.
So, like I said, leave in the comment box. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Shout out to my co-host JD and the always suntimey Rob Brown. I'm Sly Jones and I'm signing out. Peace.